see the flash, smile for the cameras. Up all night in this bitch, I'm wild with the stamina. About to get hotter than summer in Atlanta does. I ain't playing around, I ain't got time for these amateurs.
Thank you. Appreciate you for having me, man. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, you like that? No alcohol in it. Wish I could say that was vodka. You know what I'm saying? Nothing in the cup there other than some agua. Can you see that? Oh, tip it over. Agua. Yeah, alcohol messes with my stomach. We'll tackle that in another video. But your boy's on a strictly water and coffee diet only these days, basically. And you know what I'm saying? Gotta have that herbal essence, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to indulge in a little bit. But yeah, this bad boy, felt it was more swag than just the clear plastic cup that I usually rock. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to be camera ready. But got this on a nice 5-finger discount on my birthday last year. Tin Horn Flats, Burbank. Shout out to y'all. And the waitress who allowed this, she will not be named. So appreciate you too. Thank you. But all right, yeah, let's get it started.
Real, my hype man is my right hand. Nothing but an ashtray, pack of swishes on my nightstand. I make music with those who influence.
Well, as the late great Kobe Bryant would say, job's not finished. And for me, in my case, it's not even close. So that at this point is really just a number. I'm really just worried about, you know, individual relationships and just building and growing. And I'll leave it at this. I'll let my people know when it's time to celebrate. You'll know when it's time to celebrate. Not yet. Be patient. We got a lot of work to do. Sit back, enjoy the journey. But I will let you know when it's time to pop that champagne.
Fuck that, I don't wanna hear that shit. It goes in one and out the other ear that quick. If there's smoke in the air, who's gonna clear that shit? I'm just doing what I love. I hope y'all feel that shit.
Just chilling, man. Chilling, cooling. Watching sports since they came back, you know, during the late fall. Shot Joey Wendell for MVP, you know what I'm saying? Rays were this close. Tom Brady, the GOAT. We saw what LeBron did. And right now, I've just been watching my man Steph like crazy, man. Dude's box office. My favorite, man. The only reason I have League Pass. Not the only reason, but the first reason I initially got League Pass, man. You got to watch that, man. But just making music and just getting out every little bit, you know, every now and then. Los Angeles, you know, National Forest, that's my go-to. So get up there to unwind every now and then. And just working, man. I'm a workaholic, so you know where to find me at. In the stew.
Kid is on a mission, wishing and hoping that you will listen to everything that I'm spitting, non-fiction and fiction.
Well, I just, you know, after finally get my shit straight, you know, just reviewing my music, I realized I had some good stuff that I didn't push hard enough back in the day, or at all, most of it at all. Because I kind of, you know, my career is like anyone's probably in the beginning, ups, downs, plateau. Now I feel like I'm just on the ascension. But in the beginning, you know, was doing a lot of releasing and then hit plateaus after, you know, you don't pay attention to your business side of the game. So, yeah, there was a few years, good half a decade where I feel like I didn't do myself enough justice, but you live and learn, everything happens for a reason. So I felt like, boom, why don't I just package this all together, all the past, it's been now 7 years because I'm going 2014 to present day. So 7 years just worth of, you know, my quote unquote greatest hits. I'm not giving y'all everything, but almost damn near close. Lot of music. So like I said, I just wanted to, once I heard it with my ears after years off, you know, started listening to songs from 2014, 15, 16, yada, yada, etc. I started just thinking to myself, oh, I got some good stuff in here that needs to be shared. So let's just have fun with this whole year 2021 and just take people on a journey. So like I said, they can literally hear it, because I love doing that with any artist. You know, you go back and you listen to their early work and then you get to the present day and you listen to that evolution. And if you were along for the ride for the whole time on the journey, you remember certain things like, oh, I remember when this artist did that, or I remember I remember when Michael Jackson held the baby over the balcony there, and that might be synonymous with a certain track for you. Obviously, that was really late in his career, but I know when I listen, certain Mac Miller songs or Drake songs, from back in the day, it takes me back to where I was too. So I just want to take people on a journey, and hopefully maybe they can take a little journey themselves.
I hear a ring on my phone, so I pick it up. It's my dad checking in, just wishing me luck. We separated by 3,000 miles. I'm trying to live life like it's going out of style. I'm trying, but expectations keep weighing me down. Responsibilities of adulthood are breaking me down. I'm going in, I don't know if I'ma make it out. Open up my mouth and I can't even make it.
What made me decide to start in 2014, 15? Honestly, just that was when I felt like the music started getting hot. Because it's funny, I was so brazen in the beginning. Started out freestyling, and I would just do it at college parties, and I never once had the thought in my head that I sucked, even though I knew I probably did, just because I was a beginner. But I just had so much fun with it, and I just loved doing it, and the way people reacted was awesome. People showed a lot of love, so I just was gung ho with it. And then when I started making tracks and actually recording, that's when the self-criticism, I think any artist is like that. Once you start actually hearing yourself and reviewing the footage, you're like, ooh, but you just want to get better. So, I'd have a couple songs here and there, really self-critical in the beginning. But it's even weird, too, in the beginning. Like I said, I still released a lot of music, though, when you come to think about it. Shout out to anyone who was there for, like, Jungle Juice and No More Excuses and New Day Fresh Start, all those mixtapes back in the day. Shout out to y'all. But for real, yeah, 2014, 15. Though in the present time at 2014, 2015, I didn't really think much of some of these tracks. So like I said, time is a funny thing. So let the time go by and I realized, oh shit, these are some good songs in here. So yep, 2014, 2015, that's when the music started getting really, really good. So that's obviously why I decided to start with that time frame.
I don't even recognize reflection up in the mirror. Where did all this time go? Where did all this time
So when did I start making music? 2010. I found music in 2019. 19 years old. I had no music background at all. Like I said, grew up sports. Basketball was my first passion. Played baseball growing up, and then golf mostly throughout high school. That was my main thing. But once I got to college, I had decided, golf wasn't for me anymore as far as just even pursuing it professionally, like to be a teacher or whatnot. I just like playing, but I didn't want to be, a professional in that aspect either. So I was just at a party, man. Shout out to my boy Choop. He was spitting Asher Roth lyrics, I Love College. I thought he was freestyling though. So I was like, word, bro. I was like, that's sick. And he was like, no, I'm not freestyling. He's like, this song from this kid. So automatically I was thinking a stereotypical rapper. I was thinking, a black guy, Hispanic guy, obviously not a white guy from, where is he from exactly? Well, Morrisville, Pennsylvania, you know what I'm saying? So just even him breaking the mold in that sense within the hip hop community was like, okay, white guy from college area making it on the national scene. That I don't even know why. Like I said, I had just started rapping, but I just thought maybe this is something I can do. Like, yeah, because I always knew I was going to be a passion-based person in life. I told my mom growing up, I always used to say to her, I want to be a success. I love that, right? I left myself, I left it broad, right? I love it. I left myself wiggle room because when I was in 5th grade, I think I wrote in the yearbook I was going to be a pro basketball player. I didn't say NBA though, so left some wiggle room there too. But obviously, once I realized I didn't have the work ethic for sports, like I said, music just went to the forefront. Like I said, at 19. So, and then yeah, no, it didn't take me long to realize I wanted to actually make tracks then, and actually get in the studio. So shout out to my boy Kudik, hooked me up with his boy that he worked with, and shout out Just Sounds, man. And yeah, everything's been history since then.
I've been overlooked since day one, even though my game is grade A1.
Yeah, I don't like to toot my own horn too much, but at the same time, I have a lot of pride. And I remember hearing Russ talk about, all the things he does, and just really proud that mixed, mastered, um, shot all the videos, edited all the videos, and obviously recorded. I do everything here in my home studio, and obviously I wrote all the songs. A couple other songs I did some co-collaborations with, but for the most part, yeah, the only thing I don't do is make beats, which I might get into one day here. So we'll see. But I've just always been a fan of DIY. I like getting hands on, just doing things myself. And like I said, I'm proud over the years that I've accumulated all these skills. And it's like it's like my bag, man. I can just hop in. I got I got I got a number of skills that I can reach to. So yeah, it's cool that I can, and even like I said, album art too as well. So it's really cool when I look at the whole project and say, man, I did I did that. So yeah, appreciate you for noticing.
I rep Dub City, I rep High Street, Kildare's, moved down the street to Barnaby's, constantly partying.
So where was I in 2014, 2015? Yes, that is not Los Angeles, correct. I was living in Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. It's a little bit north of the Exton area, Westchester, for anyone that's around there. Shout out 610-215 area, you know what it is. But yeah, I was just living with my parents in the basement. Um, like I said, I was just a young kid, just starting out with music and just trying to just figure out how I was gonna make that happen for my life.
Somehow I'ma find a way.
At the time, I was lost in about 2014. I was pretty lost. Like I said, I had found music at 19, and I realized college wasn't for me. So I went to audio engineering school, got certified in that, and I said that's what started the whole DIY thing. Because obviously I realized for the amount of music I wanted to make and how long I wanted to do this shit was going to cost me a lot of money to to get in the studio all that time. So I was like, I want to get this skill set down. But like I said, by 2014, I was kind of hitting that plateau where, I wasn't paying attention to any type of business side of the music aspect. And I didn't know how to reach my goals. So my backup plan was to come out here to LA, Burbank, and go to acting school. Shout out NYFA, New York Film Academy. Ultimately, in the end, I realized it's still something I love and something I want to do and something I still do incorporate into my music videos and everything, just even other content. But that's not my main fuel right now. Maybe it will be later on in life, but that was cool. That was eye opening too, because I always kind of talk to people about like you can have multiple passions, and it's all about timing with them. And sometimes you can kill a passion if it's not like a true passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, so with acting, it was like going to school, doing projects, learning lines and everything. And it was great and everything, but I realized I just want to do this for my own music videos. I don't want to do this other play and everything. So I realized that that's not meant for me. Let those people create in that space. And because I'm really fueled by this other thing, that's when the music started bubbling up. And I started thinking more about that and how can I get it popping. And then I started having more ideas and spending more time with that, not going to acting class. So that sounds crazy to anyone, right? Because what a cool thing to do. But then I realized, okay, but obviously my attention was being grabbed by something else. So I realized acting always has its place. And I'm lucky that I am a musician because it fucking does have a huge place in what I do. So boom, do that. And as far as the big screen or like Hollywood or like just even doing my own type of films. I have the capabilities now and I kind of want to dabble with it. But as far as even just like spending majority of my time, we'll see if that fuel burns up at some point in my life, and dedicate some time to that, because I know a lot of musicians over history have transitioned to the screen. So I'm not unlike them. I definitely have an itch for that, because the first few months of acting school, I said I was deep in it. I love the idea of just being in a pretend world, right? Playing pretend, creating art, love it.
Navigating. Shout outs to my dad. I wish I had half his patience.
Yes, that is a Mazda 6 hatchback. Not a big winner with the ladies, but I will say sport model, had the sport trim on it, so don't hate, you gotta appreciate. And I'm too great to hate. Shout out Shaq, I love that quote. But yeah, that was the whip back in the day, man. Got me through a lot of good shit, a lot of bad shit as well too. I'll tell a quick story because also back in 2014, the one of the things I was kind of battling with was some issues with the quote unquote law. Just in college, I got in a lot of dumb shit with this thing, Mary Jane. A lot of it was my fault, but when we even talk race relations in America, I know some of the shit was not my fault, and I was being targeted. And specifically with that Mazda 6. One day I remember I was driving down to Westchester just hang out with some people, and I just left my house, and I got pulled over by a cop, and he's like, oh, like I'm looking for a white car, blah, blah, blah. And I just thought it was odd that I got pulled over because I wasn't the only white car on the road. And he didn't even give any more of a description when he could have even said like a white hatchback or blah, blah, blah. So incidences like that. And even remember one time in Westchester in the Mazda 6, which we appropriately called the Six Whip. Shout out Luigi, man. He knows what it is, the Six Whip. I got pulled over one time, a couple of my buddies. I'm driving, and yeah, I got pulled over. Cops asked me, it was like I had weapons and everything. They were definitely skittish and, acting as if there was, more of a fuss than there really was. So that was weird because I had talks with plenty of my white friends, and I don't think they've ever had that question asked to them just a routine traffic stop. I was just like, yo, going to get a McFlurry, what the fuck? So, but being a darker skin, I'm not the most darkest, but being a Hispanic brown bull, like I said, I don't even know my exact DNA makeup. We'll figure that out at some point in time. But yeah, sometimes you get pulled over and it's like, don't make sense.
All the days of my life flash before my eyes. I'm trying to see it all before I die.
What would I tell my 2014, 2015 self right now, knowing what I know? Excuse me. I would tell him, be patient, young grasshopper. But no, yeah, be patient, and just have faith. Have faith. You have the burn in your belly. Just keep going the course. Everything will be all right. Keep going. So what was my favorite track on the album so far and my favorite video? My favorite track, let me see here. I gotta think off the top of my head, don't I? Actually, hold up. Let me pull it up real quick. Don't blame it on the weed. The weed. Like Stephen A. Smith said. Okay, 1415. My favorite song on 1415. Man. I mean, excuse me. I love chords. Just love that hook and how that came to me. Not a Day Goes By is my favorite video song combination. We'll be all right, you know what I'm saying? Let's get one thing straight, man. It wasn't my favorite in the beginning. It wasn't even going to make the cut initially. And then just along the process, I just kind of just played it for a couple people too, and they liked it. So I kind of like the bars. They're real hard, real raw. It was freestyle, actually. I just went in the booth and was just like, you know what, it was a piece together, kind of like a Lil Wayne, Jay-Z type of way to make a song as far as the freestyle is concerned. At least as far as concerned, double it up. As far as I'm concerned, that the way I've heard them describe them making music, Lil Wayne and Jay-Z, as far as the freestyle is concerned, just kind of piecing it together bar by bar. You might get like 4 bars that are clean, then a bar, 2 bars, something like that. So that's how We'll Be Alright was formed, man.
One time for the girl who stole my heart. Sometimes it feels like we're worlds apart. It's a new day and a fresh start. She's all that.
What do I think makes up a good song? Well, I was taught very early in my music career that it was formulas, what? Good musician. So obviously that's going to equal like good lyricist as well, good writer, good engineer, good musician. Like I said, and that's going to be in parentheses, good writer, good lyricist, plus a good engineer equals a good song. So to me, yeah, it's pretty simple. Just some fire lyrics. Some you're going to remember. It doesn't have to be the catchiest of catchy, but obviously catchy is a good blueprint guideline for music. And some obviously that hits you emotionally, because that's what music is. So something that hits you. Ultimately, I would like a song to be timeless. So take me to a place in time to where I heard that song, or something that song makes me relate to within my own life. So yeah, I would say, like I said, good musician, good engineering, like I said, because it does have to sound good and engineered in the proper fashion. And then, like I said, and there's that it quality too that you can't, you can't touch. It's not tangible. You can't put a finger on it. Sometimes you just have it in the studio. Sometimes you can't even put a finger on exactly why a track came out the way it did or why a certain melody hits you. So, um, like I said, it's art too. So it's also it's subjective, right? So it's kind of the eye of the beholder as well too. Though I will say though, um, there definitely is a basement level, I would say a ground floor actually, that you should have as far as the skill set is concerned, as far as being a musician.
This is my last night. I could say I lived it up. And this is my last night. I could say I lit it up. Hey.
What kind of music do I listen to? Man, I'm like everyone. I listen to everything, but obviously I don't because I realize, God, there's really just so many different types of genres, and I'm like everyone. I would say I probably dabble a lot, but the way I listen to music is I'm just a binge listener, and I honestly, I probably am boring. People would probably get bored by the things I play because I do play a lot of the same things. And like, so I'll go on binges, so it might be like all Drake or like all Third Eye Blind, all Fall Out Boy, or like all Mac Miller. But in general, let me see. I got to think off the top here, and I hate this because I'm always gonna forget certain people and certain artists. But let me see. Let me just rattle off, man. Got to say Drake, my biggest influence. I think you can probably hear that sonically. Um, yeah, enough said about that. Dude's the goat to me. Um, Mac Miller, shout out Mac, man. Rest in peace, Mac. Lil Peep. Found him after I watched that Netflix documentary, and just he made different music than I thought he made. And he's just, yeah, just that's what's crazy about music. He just climbed to the top of the list so quickly. I love Lil Peep. Um, let's see here. Growing up, Will Smith was like the first rap album I could actually get because he wasn't cursing, so my mom let me get that after reading the lyrics. So shout out Will Smith. Growing up, I really love like Lil Wayne, Joel Santana. I always like Jay-Z. Not the biggest historian on his music, but I always mess with him. Growing up outside Philly was guys like Cassidy. You know what I'm saying, Reed Dollaz. I always wasn't the biggest Meek Mill fan, but I 'cause when it used to be Meek Mills too, right? But I've grown to like him over the years for sure. Like I said, man, Philly and back in the day, Gilly. I used to bump Gilly real hard going to high school. Um, G Unit, Lloyd Banks, because I used to just love watching. Once I got to college and found, like I said, freestyling, I would love watching the basement freestyles on BET. So Buttons was on. He has got some classic. Murphy Lee has a classic joint on there. I'm saying Lil Wayne killed that thing numerous times. Lil Bow Wow had a sick joint on there. Um, so yeah, like I said, I know I'm gonna be forgetting people in rap because you got to salute to the past and the veterans. You know what I'm saying? The OGs. The Wu Tangs of the world. You know what I'm saying? Obi Trice's, Jay Dilla. You know what I'm saying? Going way back. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, uh, I'm trying to think even here too. Uh, I'm blanking. Who am I thinking of? Uh, oh, like no, well, Jurassic 5. Shout out to that song. Quality Control. Me and my cousin used to bump that growing up. I thought that was like the illest rap song. You got the Quality Control by Jurassic 5, man. Um, but obviously, like I said, LL, Nas, like I said, legends, man. You gotta fuck with them. But outside of rap, big alt rock fan. So like I remember growing up, like out where I lived, it was all about that punk rock shit. So bands like the Starting Line, like I said, Third Eye Blind is my favorite band of all time. Um, growing up, dabble with things like Shout Out Minus the Bear, Postal Service, Gotta Love Them, Angels and Airwaves. Um, I'm trying to even think here. Death Cab for Cutie. Um, Fall Out Boy, like I mentioned, I really like a lot of their early stuff. Um, Brand New, Bayside, had my little emo years there, you know what I'm saying, during my freshman year of college. Seosin, they made the list, Circus Survive, things of that nature. And then even, old school classic rock, you know what I'm saying? Aerosmith. I remember my cousin was a big fan of Aerosmith growing up, so obviously by nature, me looking up to him, I was a big Aerosmith fan. Obviously, Steven Tyler, those guys are classic as well too. My dad listened to country exclusively growing up. He's since jumped ship and he's more back on classic rock, but country, Kenny Chesney, Brooks and Dunn, Dierks Bentley, Reba McEntire, Shania Twain, Sawyer Brown, some of those bands, some of those guys are classic, Keith Urban as well too. Some of those artists have definitely even heavily influenced me. Special shout out to Frou Frou too, man. Let Go is one of my favorite joints of all time. And then of course the classics, you know what I'm saying? Benny King, Louis Armstrong, even Elvis, you know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, who am I thinking of? Buddy Holly, you know what I'm saying? And of course, I know the most popular songs, Five Aces, Sandman, things like that from Back to the Future. I'm like everyone. I like just listening to it all, and I love listening to old joints. Tony Bennett, things like that. Frankie Sinatra, who doesn't like him? Because you just, as a person that never lived in those time periods, you do try to take yourself back and imagine what it'd be like. And of course, you probably have a little fantasy idea of what it was like. But the songs like that are cool. And then being a musician, it's really cool to listen back on old recordings and just be like, dang, that's cool, man. People have always been doing this thing and always been trying to get better at this craft. And from the technological side, they've always been trying to just figure out how to get better sound. And then from the creative side, they've always been trying to think how to get more creative with their music. And you see the trends in music over the times. Like I said, artists like the Beatles as well, too. You got to give big shouts to them. AC/DC, you know what I'm saying? All the classics. Metallica, you know what I'm saying? So, man, I could go on and on with artists just like all of us could. But like I said, shout out Drake. He the GOAT.
But I think I just found a cure. Never settle for less, keep striving for more. Never say yes unless you're absolutely sure. And only write it down if it's pure.
What trouble did I have making this album at all? I would say nothing really. I'm pretty fluid with the way I work. Of course, you encounter some problems here and there. And as a engineer, I figured out how to fix most of those problems. But on a funny note, though, excuse me, the biggest problem I had to incur was 2014, 2015, making this out when I lived in Chester Springs in 2014. I lived in my parents' basement, and we had one of those like a egress, like cutout basement window for like flood prevention and things of that nature. Just look it up; you'll know what I'm talking about. So, hope my mom isn't watching this, but me and my Mary Jane, so I had to figure out a way to smoke and be a little sneaky with it. So I would just open that thing up at night, you know what I'm saying, just step out, puff my trees. And the thing was though, it gets so, dewy at night, what's the word I'm looking for here? Precipitation, you know what I'm saying? And condensation, like the outside of a soda can when it starts sweating. So the walls of the cutout of the window, attract slugs, man. And to me, they're the grossest, weirdest creatures ever. Like people say aliens don't exist. I'm like, have you ever seen like a bug or a slug? So at night when I'd go out there and smoke, yeah, they'd just be littered along the wall. So man, I'm getting eked out just thinking about it. But yeah, just try to smoke and then go back to making music after that.
It's like I've been shot with an arrow right in the chest, and you got to my heart and took away my breath.
Oh man, just Drake. Straight up, to be honest. When I saw Drake, when I heard Drake start singing and doing the rapping thing, I was like, wow, he's taking it to another level. Like I said, real R&B shit. not just that kind of playful singing. Like, I would say like a song like uh, what's the song I'm thinking of? Young, Wild, and Free. So what we get drunk. Like I know Snoop and Wiz and guys like that over the years, and have done more sing-songy things like that, a little bit playful. And Eminem, with Haley's song, um, but really wasn't like R&B, like real, like you know, like I said, real sexy, just serious feeling singing music. That really got some emotions out of you. So I was like, wow, I love that. Me being a fan of just singers, right, in general. Um, I'm thinking about the song "Iris" by the Goo Goo Dolls for specifically. I just remember one of my first early memories of a song that was just, man, I just love that song. Right, thinking that I was having kind of like complex emotions like that at a young age, but still just always loved hearing melodies and harmonies. So the fact that he was doing it and rapping at the same time, getting credibility in both areas, I was like, I got to do this. I was like, me being a competitor that I was like, I got to be able to have this in my arsenal and be able to say that I can do this as well too, and then just always continue to expand and try to push those boundaries. And I would say another thing is, yeah, and just once I started doing it, it's funny because I probably wasn't even that good in the beginning, but I just had the confidence to try to get better with the vocal lessons and everything. Um, just became more comfortable once I realized that, yeah, most people aren't going to do that within hip hop. I was like, yeah, I just felt really comfortable. Then I was like, all right, I'm gonna be that guy then. Hell yeah, I'll be that guy. So down to be that guy. Um, and obviously, I always tell people I'm like Drake 2.0, but obviously I'm trying to create my own path and my own sound in and of that self, but I want to take it to another level. Um, so I'm always, like I said, trying to push that boundary and see where the next level is. Because like I said, man, what he did was cool, and you see the influence. You see, because in that respect, while I say that I don't see as many people do what I do. I see more people, trying to emulate and and do their own version of that. But like I said, I still think that I'm taking it to another level. But yeah, I'm just trying to, get my own little kind of just Mowgli hybrid sound because everyone's style really is a hybrid of all the things they've been influenced by, right? So, you know, I wanted to definitely have an R&B, serious, sexy tone to it, a little bit of a touch of rock, but then also you realize with even in my singing tracks, I can dabble in certain genres uh, and even and kind of touch them all per se, and it's still always going to come out like a Mowgli track. But I think that's one thing I've even become more comfortable over the years, because obviously in the beginning I'm like anyone, I'm trying to emulate, so I'm trying to sound like Drake, right? I'm trying to sound like him, trying to sound like Chris Brown, a couple others to be named as well too. But now over the years I'm just more comfortable with just being myself and understanding, ooh, the Mowgli melodies, right? They're my melodies. Um, Even though they may not be pure R&B, like I said, that's not who I am. I wasn't raised like that. I didn't grow up on that. But like I said, I'm gonna incorporate it and then stir everything in the pot and come out with a dope conglomerate. But like I said, I'm really just more confident in the Mowgli sound.
Hey, fall back. If I missed your call, I probably won't call back. So fall back. And don't be coming in here with all that. Nah, don't be disturbing the peace.
Yes, it is not a hoax. Everything 2014, 2015 made in Chester Springs, Pennsylvania, and Burbank, California. 4400 Sarah Street, apartment 32, baby, studio apartment. That's where all the tracks were made. It's not a hoax, it's not fake news, it's real. Everything was made in 2014, 2015. Believe it.
They say the boy's a bit lazy. A couple of girls might tell you that I'm crazy. All the doubt and hate, it don't faze me. I just kick back, do me, and get faded.
What makes up a good album in my opinion? Just a good track list. I like to think seamless transitioning. The songs, I like when songs, the song that follows the previous, it just sounds like they were meant to be, go one right after the other. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be like the lyrics have to line up or like a certain message. Like I said, I know people can get really crazy with the detail orientation, the way they micro, assess like an album. Like I said, it doesn't have to be like a chronological story per se, but just like I said, just kind of like puzzle pieces, man. Just gotta fit together, and just spread a message, man. Of course, you want to hear a little bit of candor too from your artist, and just kind of get a little bit of insight to where they're at that point in time in their life. You don't want to just sound like cookie cutter songs and them all sounding the same, but at the same time, you want a consistent sound too that says that's that artist, that's who that person is. Because right, nobody likes a waffler, right? Nobody likes somebody that's you're not sure about what they're about. We like people that are we can say, oh, I know what that person's about.
I hope this shit sticks kinda like a shish kebab. I go so hard, there's actually liquor in my bars. Oh God, aka oh Lord, Walla, the Heavenly Father, Allah.
What do I want people to get out of 14, 15? Man, I want them to get out of it whatever they may choose. But at the same time, I will say I kind of want to have that little DeLorean effect. I want them to reach 88, go back in time, wherever they were in 2014, 2015, whether it's good, whether it's bad, and just reflect on it. Think about how much you've grown since then. Give yourself credit for all the accomplishments you've had since then. And don't be too hard on yourself if you feel like you haven't, gotten to the places you've wanted, or if you even feel like you've regressed. Just realize you got to enjoy the journey. Family, friends, look around, all the things that you should be grateful for. I'm sure like you, maybe not like me, but I've lost people along the way. But if you have as well too, obviously, just be grateful. You got time. Don't rush it. Get on your grind though, whatever your passion is, go after that thing. You only get one life to live. And like I said, because 2014, 15, that's 7 years ago now. That's crazy. Time flies. I know I'm about to just tackle the rest of my life in the future and just with vigor. So I hope the rest of y'all are going to do that as well too, which I'm sure you are. Because like I said, YOLO, you only live once, and time is the most valuable asset. So yeah, just listen to the album, soak in, take yourself back in time to where you were. Like I said, just reflect.
Ooh, I got something to say. They want me to change. Yeah, I got something to say.
You can listen to 2014, 2015 on all streaming platforms, man. You guys know the deal. You know where the link's at. It's in the bio. And yeah, just be on the lookout.
Tell me where do I go? Tell me where do I go? Tell me where do I go? From here. Now tell me where do we go? Blinded by my ego.
Lots more to come. So yeah, like I said, just be on the lookout. Lots more music videos, lots more songs, lots more exclusives, content in general, behind the scenes footage, maybe a little bit more acting, Mowgli. You're gonna see. I've been experimenting with a couple of different ideas as far as content wise is concerned. So like I said, just be on the lookout. Lots and lots more, man. Like I said, I'm just excited to give y'all my heart and soul this whole rest of 2021, and just continue to feed y'all with my work. I treat it like show and tell. I just it's like every week I just want to give y'all something to look, something I'm proud of to say that I created. So do the same thing. I'm always encouraging people to just share as much as possible, especially in the beginning phases, right, where it's not as serious, right. I like to walk that fine line of treating it like a job, but also at the same time not taking it too seriously, so I can let the true creation come out as well too. So yeah, just be on the lookout. Lots more to come. 2021, opening the vault. 14, 15, this album is like chapter 1. I'm not even going to tell you all how many chapters there are, because you got to read the book for that. So get ready. Lots more to come. Thank you for having me.
College girls working hard to get their degrees. Nothing is impossible, baby, you got to believe. And never say never, never say never, never say never, never say, never say never, never say never, never say never, never say, never succumb to their pressure. Never say never, never say, never say never, never say never.